Well, hello there. Happy new moon in Taurus. I hope you are doing all the things that you should be doing on a new moon, like setting new manifestations and charging your crystals and maybe power packs. If you don't know what a power pack is, I'll make a video about that. But I hope you're charging them in the sunlight because during the new moon, you want to charge the crystals in the sunlight. So I hope you're doing that. I'm doing that in stages, but I'm not here because of that. I'm here because I want to talk about the comments from RFK about autism. And I have thought a lot about what I could say. This is something that's very personal to me because I have autism. And at first, my sarcastic response was, oh, people with autism will never pay taxes? Weird. I've been paying taxes since I've been working, so for 28 years. So apparently I shouldn't have been paying them? Is there going to be a form that I can fill out to get a full refund plus interest? As apparently I should have never been paying them. But the thing is that's not necessarily the response that's really needed. We can give sarcastic responses, but what's really needed is dismantling the notion that autism didn't exist. It did. It wasn't called autism, Robert, or anyone else who seems to think that autism is only something that existed after vaccines. Autism came from a disorder called Asperger's. And I'm sure you've heard of Asperger's, but I'm sure maybe some of you don't know the history of Asperger's. So that's what this video is going to be about, because it's very important that we understand this history. Asperger's is named after Dr. Asperger, the person who discovered it. Or really, he didn't discover it. He just put together a diagnostic criteria based on the people that he experimented on in a concentration camp. Because Dr. Asperger was a Nazi doctor, and he was complicit in all of it. And some of the first people put into concentration camps were the mentally and physically disabled, as well as gay and trans people, because they also existed back then. And so what we have for autism is diagnostic criteria that has evolved from the Asperger's diagnosis, which is diagnostic criteria that a Nazi doctor created for high intelligent people. Because let's also remember that for a long time, people referred to those with high functioning autism as having Asperger's. And here's the thing too, if you're using high functioning or Asperger's, that's inflammatory, and you should probably not do that at all, because there's no such thing as low functioning or high functioning autism. There's just autism. And it's a pie. It's not a scale or a spectrum. It's a pie. And each person with autism is going to have different needs. Most people that meet me probably will never even realize I have autism, but I do. I'm sure people that met my uncle would probably realize that he actually did have autism. And I say did because he died in August. But when he was in school, his diagnosis was the R word. And he was born before the polio vaccine. And also the polio vaccine is the first vaccine that ever existed, right? And that came after World War II. So if Dr. Asperger was experimenting on people that he claimed to have Asperger's, which then became known as autism, that means that autism existed back then, now didn't it? Which means autism cannot possibly be a result of a vaccine. Now, can it? And here's the other thing. We don't need a registry to do any type of studies on people with autism. There's been quite a lot of studies on autism. And to have a registry is actually exactly how Dr. Asperger was able to snatch up people and send them to a concentration camp to experiment on. It's a parallel. So what they did in Nazi Germany is what RFK wants to do now. And the parallel, this is just another parallel. There are numerous parallels between the current Trump administration and what they're doing and what was done in Nazi Germany. And the reason for that is because Trump was Hitler in a past life. That is his soul. And prior to being Hitler, there were 3 other lives in which that soul also caused harm. And my sister and I have chronicled this and the ways that these other souls have caused harm, how that relates to the harm and obsessions that Trump has in this life. And we did that on our podcast called The Divinity Chronicles, which you can find on either Substack, Apple Podcast, or Spotify podcast. If you don't have Substack, you can get to the Substack podcast page through the link in my bio. It is a paid subscriber supported podcast. So you can watch some of our sneak peek videos to see if it's something that you're interested in. But we chronicled all the ways in which the past lives of that soul and how it pertains to what Donald Trump is doing now. And also what Hitler did in the past lives. Watch the episodes to learn about the other 3 past lives because they're very important. And the one prior to Hitler makes a lot of sense considering the things that Donald Trump is obsessed with and where the first concentration camp is located. I hope that you will go check out my podcast. And it's not a coincidence because it's the same soul. And he may have gotten away with things the last time because he got out the easy way. But he won't this time. He won't. Believe it. I know everything is chaotic and crazy, but we need to keep resisting. We need to keep standing up. Right. I hope this wakes people up. Peace be with you.